There we go. All right, all right. Let me tell you the story about how I got the job at Wizards of the Coast. First off, one of the reasons why I got the job at Wizards of the Coast was because I was chosen to be the store's. And when I say the store, I'm talking about the game store that I worked at in 1993. Hey, Sean, says Steve Whiteside, the late great Steve Whiteside, the manager of the store. How'd you like to be the guy that play in charge of the Magic the Gathering? So Steve got me hooked on Magic the Gathering. He had just gotten it into the store. It needed people. I was working there. People who could play it, right? Who could demonstrate it. I get hooked. I get hooked. Alpha. We're talking, our store received day one alpha stuff. I used to have alpha, beta. I had all those cards. Like, seriously, in today's terms, I had hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of cards. Hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of cards. They're just cards back in the day, right? They're just game cards. There's collectability. We get it. I 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 learned how to play Magic. While this is going on, I am the creative director of The Beautiful and the Damned. I came up with the name, by the way, because I tried to have it sound like a soap opera. The Beautiful and the Damned was our troupe. It was a live action theater troupe, but we were running the shows, right? We ran Indianapolis by Night from, like, when it got its start back in the late 80s, right? Till I went off to school. No, that's like a little bit before that. Like late 80s, I went off to school. I was coming back. I don't know if that game is still out there. If it's being run by people, it's not by us anymore, right? Live action vampire game that we ran in Indianapolis, and it was successful. For us, right? It was successful. At the time, we liked to consider ourselves in competition with this organization called Night Owl out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, who that dude later turned out to become the CEO of White Wolf, the people who made Vampire the Masquerade. But we were getting really good at what we were doing, so we started to go around the Midwest to run conventions, to run vampire LARPs at conventions, right? So if you went to conventions in the Indiana, Ohio, Illinois, Chicago, like around the generally, we were based out of Indianapolis, right? Which is the right dead in the center of Indiana here in the States, right? So we were going to states around there. We were running shows. I've told you those two things. Here's the luck. Here's the luck, right? Here's where I guess what the infamous they say is this is where opportunity knocks. Our troupe consists of me. I'm going to use names: Fitz, Cat, Chico, Anthony, at least those people. JD. The people you need to know about in this scenario are Fitz and Cat. Fitz is the guy who runs it. It's the dude, right? Oh, look, apparently I'm getting someone sitting right here. Wants to come up and talk with me. Well, you know what? There you go. You Kino Light. Concentric was the name of the convention in Chicago. We're doing our thing. We're running a show. So I'm not. Our troupe is primarily focused on there you go. Our troupe is focused on entertaining the people. So our players out of Indy are going to this convention, and we're getting all sorts of other people. So we have all sorts of roles ready to go. It just so happens that at this convention is also a young company called Wizards of the Coast. They are showing off their brand new game, Magic the Gathering, a game I happen to know and love and play already. Why? 'Cause I had that job at the game store, remember? That's right, Balkaiser. How do I put this? All right, so my buddy Kyle, my friend Kyle, who was the director of customer service at Wizards of the Coast, is at this convention, and I meet him, and we hit it off. We hit it off pretty fucking well right out of the gate. Because I naturally am like, oh my god, Magic the Gathering. Can I show you my Magic the Gathering deck? I want to show you my 20 swamps, 20 sinkholes, and 20 plague rots. Ugh. That's not... I didn't have one of those kind of decks. But it's that kind of thing. If you're just a fanboy, you love their game and you see them there. So I would fuck around and play Magic the Gathering during the day, but then I had to then I had shit to do at night. We had that game to run, right? I'm pontificating. I see you talking. I'll get caught up on chat. Kyle, Kat, and Fitz are dating. Boyfriend, girlfriend. Kyle and Kat hit it off pretty well. That's all I'm going to say, right? Kat's also my best friend, too. Fitz is my best friend. Kat's my best friend. There is like, I mean, it's like, you know, here we go with this Erper. Not really. Not really. But, you know, what they did is their own business. But because I was always hanging around Kat, Kyle was always hanging around me too. And so when I wasn't doing the vampire shit, I was talking Magic the Gathering, and I told him about my background, my history. I don't have the gig. I mean, this is the start of my first gig. I count my time with The Beautiful and Damned as part of the industry because it was, right? We made our own industry. That's how you get your start sometimes. You just, if they shut a door on you, you go through the window. If there's not even a door there, you cut a hole in the wall and go in. You figure a way. You gotta figure a way. No one's gonna give you shit. Not in this world. They hit it off pretty well. Let's put aside the drama of Kyle and Kat and Fitz for a moment. Let's put that aside. Kyle says they have an opening on the rules team. I should apply. So I did. 100% would not have had that opportunity afforded to me if I hadn't been friends with Kat, because I wouldn't have been around her the whole time, right? I'm hanging out. I mean, Kat's running, and Kat's part of the troop. She's doing shit. We're right. I mean, everybody's running shit, but I'm always. I mean, Kat and I are thick as thieves at that time, anyway, right? Fitz and I are thick as thieves. Less so. We're kind of on and out, but friends ebb and flow. Friendships ebb and flow, but we're still tight. We're still very tight. Do you see what happened there? From one perspective, I got a job at Wizards of the Coast because the director of customer service wanted to sleep with my best friend. If you want to stop there from the perception, though, but by all means, please proceed, Governor. I don't care. I knew how to play Magic the Gathering. I embraced what my manager of the store... I miss you, Steve. You're a great human being. Even though you're not currently here with us right now. I knew how to play Magic. I was prepared. If I had shown up and not, oh, what is this Magic the Gathering? That's a huge, right there, right? Oh, look at this guy. He's running the vampire game. We hit it off. My fucking love of aliens does not insignificantly come from, I mean, it significantly comes from Kyle. I should not do a double negative there, right? He called his SUV the Sirocco.
Ready to get it on? You know it.
I'm ready, man. Ready to get it on.
Go!
There's a reason I like that. There you go. 100% luck that I was at the right convention.
Right you are, Ken. Let's take a look at that.
Let me get your thought there. That's a good... I want to share that. I want to get this out of my head. Look at all the scenarios that had to line up. I had to know Magic the Gathering. Check. Oh, and Kyle's playing, by the way, all the Wizards of the Coast people are playing in our game too, right? So there's that fanboy factor going on there. You work at the company of the game I love, and you're playing our vampire. And they, by the way, do you know the organization for White Wolf, the Camarilla? Like the roleplay organization they had called back in the day called the Camarilla? Yeah, Kyle's part of the Camarilla too. In fact, that whole Northwest scene was the Camarilla. When I went to Wizards of the Coast, I became an executive officer in the Camarilla. Talk about luck. Talk about meeting Kyle at that gaming convention that we were running Vampire at, that they wanted to play at, and I happened to play Magic the Gathering, and he and I hit it off. Enough so that he said, you know what, you should interview. You should interview with us. Got the job. I beat out a sex phone operator, not kidding, and a dude who wore a Star Trek uniform to the interview. Not kidding. I was up against 2 other people. Thank God I beat those 2. But as they love to say, it was close with that sex phone operator. Yes, 100%. I was ass deep in the Camarilla, the Pacific Northwest Nerd Mafia. 100% a part of that. 100% a part of that. Bongo, it's all a chain of fucking events after that. I got the job at Wizards of the Coast and I met Paul motherfucking Peterson, another one of the original 6 rules people. Paul Peterson, he and I designed the first set together, and that would be Dark Sovereigns for Vampire the Eternal Struggle. After that relationship cascades forward. Paul's like, I'm working on this MMO. You want to come check it out? That's Horizons. Paul and I become lead designers on that thing after they do the big reset shit that went down that I will share for another time. You want to know how I got my job? Luck. You want to know how I have 25 years of a career? Luck. I made my own luck. Where there was no luck, I made it. And you have to be ready for those opportunities, right? Is this an opportunity for you, game designer? The fact that you've got some 50-year-old Yahoo who worked in the business for half of his life is sitting here on Twitch desperately trying to make room in his head because he just wants to get this shit out, recorded. You be the judge. Did I just tell you you're lucky as a human being to have found me? That's pretty fucking narcissistic. You be the judge. I'm more than happy to share the shit with you. And that's how I got the job at Wizards of the Coast. I was at the right place at the right time. They knew I could interact with human beings, right? And let's take a look at the type of gamers that were hanging around, that you hung around with back in the 80s and 90s, early 90s, if you were alive then, right? I knew games. I loved games. I knew how to communicate with people. All 3 of those things I got to show off to a director of customer service. He saw me in action in that convention. And he saw me as a gamer too, right? Is it super convenient that he wanted to get it on with Kat? Absolutely. But all of those people, Kat, Fitz, Kyle, are far, far greater than the sum of that one encounter. That's how I got my job. I was in the right place at the right time, being me. Doing the things that I know how to do, the things that I am passionate about. And someone who had an opportunity to help, helped. Bongo, I say maybe you put yourself in positions now. Right? I get it. I know. I get what you mean, though. I totally get what you mean. there are going to be opportunities. Everything we do is a potential opportunity, right? The reason I'm streaming is an opportunity for me, right? How many of you knew who Sean Carnes was before you came to this stream? My mom. And some others. Not many, though. I'm saying that not because I want you to know who I am. I'm doomed to wield the sword of heroes. That's fine by me. But all this shit that I've accumulated, I don't want it to just go away. I don't want these experiences to just completely go away. So that's why we do this, right? Wow, it's kind of evolved into a real heart-to-heart here, or at least, telling you what I'm motivated by, right? And it's all because one day Steve Whiteside came up to me and said, "Hey, Sean, how would you like to play Magic the Gathering?" That's why I'm able to sit with you here today. There you go. Was that all right? Was that okay? That's right, Bongo. Knowing how to play Magic. You know what happened at my Blizzard interview when I interviewed with Shane DeBeery and Carlos Guerrera? I think Kern was in there too, but it was really Carlos and Shane. My interview with the producers was just 100% about Vampire the Eternal Struggle and Battletech the trading card game. Trading card games they loved and played and were excited that I had designed some of that shit. There are human beings out there who get to positions of authority within the games business, as I'm sure they do in other businesses. Through cunning, skullduggery, things that you would probably typically associate with not so good people, right? It has been my life to share with you that where I've gotten any degree of success have been through the connections I've made with other people. Paul Peterson, my brother, I say brother from another mother, sister from another mister. I love my mama. I'm not super tight with my family. I love my mama. I'm not super tight with my family. But all my friends are like, I don't have a mental separation between blood from genetics and friendship to a certain extent, right? All these connections that you make with people as you go throughout your career will come back to you in one way or another. Will always come back to you in one way or another. If my life is any indication of that, my career rather, but even you could say life, that has been my experience. Yeah, but it's a big difference, ErrantData, if that skullduggery is okay. Oh, I have the bomb. You need to know I have the bomb, so. And my voice alone commands obedience. That way I didn't have to throw down, right? If you're sufficient generation, right? Like after a while, out of the Pacific Northwest Nerd Mafia, I was kicking around like 6th gen. 7th. No, I was 7th. 7th, 6th gen. After a while. I kind of Diablerized my way to that, so shh, don't tell anyone. The judges know. They deserved it. They deserved it. That was like a one for the road, too. It's all interconnected, man. It's dusty in the desert, yeah, but I just got eye bugs. We're good. It must be daylight.